Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Joven. I'm very excited that we have gathered virtually today in honor of celebrating trailblazers, movers, and shakers for their unwavering commitment to championing women leadership in the marketing industry. We've kicked off this award ceremony with the goal of finding the best of the best. And in a while, we are ready to show to everyone our empowered women across all industries in different parts of Asia Pacific. Today, we will be hearing from various empowered women who will be sharing their meaningful insights and experiences on being one of the key people who have bettered the industry. From our audience joining us today, can you let me know where are you joining us from, which country? So please type in your chat in the chat box below. Also, let us know the empowered women leader that you are supporting for today's ceremony. Let's see your answers there. Right. So we have Patricia from Singapore. We have Danzin from Davao. We have Amir from Malaysia. And then Owen supporting from Gita. Good. Thank you so much for participating. Our hashtag for today's event is hashtag Empowered Women 2023. So please use this hashtag when posting about this event. Again, that's hashtag Empowered Women 2023. Now, to give her opening remarks, let me call on indeed an empowered woman, the head of operations at MARKETECH APAC, my boss, my dear wife, Giselle Barcenius.
Thank you, Joven. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the highly anticipated Empowered Women Awards 2023, an extraordinary afternoon dedicated to celebrating women's leadership in the marketing industry. It is my honor as the head of operations of MARKETECH APAC to welcome you to this exciting event. Today, we gather virtually to celebrate and applaud remarkable achievements, vision, and determination of women who have shattered glass ceilings, pushed boundaries, and forged their paths to succeed in the dynamic world of marketing. The Empowered Women Awards 2023 is not just a celebration. It is a platform for inspiration and empowerment. It serves as a reminder that gender should never be a barrier to achieving greatness. We are here to amplify the voices and stories of outstanding women who have not only excelled in their respective roles, but have also become catalysts for change within their organizations and communities. Let us recognize the incredible talents, passion, and expertise of these exceptional women who have left an indelible mark on the marketing landscape. Their unwavering dedication, relentless pursuit of excellence, and commitment to driving meaningful change have paved the way for a more inclusive and diverse industry. We also would like to thank our partner for this event, MessageBird, for supporting and believing in this initiative. And to all the winners, congratulations on your remarkable achievements. Your presence here today is a testament to your outstanding contributions and serves as an inspiration to us all. Thank you and enjoy this gathering of recognition and inspiration.
All right, so thank you so much, Giselle, for that wonderful message. Today, I have the privilege of introducing our esteemed panel of judges who have played a pivotal role in recognizing and honoring exceptional women leaders in the marketing industry. Let's take a moment to watch a special video where our judges also share their thoughts and experiences throughout their inspiring judging journey. Let's watch this. MARKETECH APAC is proud to present the esteemed panel of judges of Empowered Women Awards 2023. Jury members: Aledi Kakam, Regional Commercial Head, Air Asia; Melissa Sandhu, Head of Sales and Marketing, Prince Court Medical Center Sendirian Berhad; Joanna Teo, Branding Director, Una Brands. Heads of Juries: Michelle Eve de Guzman, Marketing Director, Cebu Pacific Air. Aileen Uy, Chief Executive Officer, Omnicom Media Group Malaysia.
This is, I think, a very unique award and one of the first where I've actually seen an entire award show dedicated to empowering and recognizing women. So I thought that was really very timely, to be honest, and much needed. I was very, very excited to be part of this, and obviously it being sort of the first year, it's really cool to be in that journey to kind of kick that off together.
I think I saw an incredible opportunity that allows me to contribute to a platform that honors and elevates exceptional women, that not only inspire others to break down barriers of the process, but being a part of a movement that champions diversity and drives positive change in our industries and society.
For me, there's not a lot of avenues to spotlight women in the industry and all the achievements they've done. And if I can play even a small part in doing that and ensuring that, it continues on and it's sustainable, then really there's no reason not.
Reviewing the entries for me was a deeply profound and humbling experience, because each entry was really a testament to the remarkable journeys and accomplishments of all these women leaders. As I delved into their stories, I was captivated by their unwavering determination, innovative thinking, and unwavering commitment in making a difference in each of their respective organizations. And these entries actually resonated with me on a personal level, because it ignited a fire in me to strive for greater heights myself as well. It reaffirmed the belief that, the power of passion, resilience, and dedication actually creates a lasting legacy as an empowered woman.
It was a very fulfilling experience. Going through the entries, you could feel like the heart and the hard work that went into a lot of the achievements made, as well as the very deliberate attempts to lift other women up. And for me, that was very inspiring. I came away from the judging session very much, raring to do the same things in our organization or do more for the women leaders in our organization or industry. And that's really the great value of initiatives like this.
There were some entries that are very well written with very clear justification. Clearly, you can see that then the experience are a lot more in that regard. And then there are some, I would say, would still be maybe lack of experience in some of this, and hence the write-up didn't really do justice, I would say, to obviously, I think the individual behind the entry. But all in all, overall, very good, very interesting.
I think the ones that stood out to me were entries made by others in their teams, because that meant that they felt compelled enough to submit, like someone else in their company to take the time to celebrate that person. And that actually matters more, right? Because to be able to inspire others.
One entry did stood out specifically, I think, in terms of being able to demonstrate the journey of the individual person and her contribution, and what were the new initiatives, something unique that she has actually brought on to problem solve for the business, or new programs or initiatives that she's implemented that has resulted to that.
Selecting one entry as the most inspiring is challenging, to say at the very least, because each nominee brought forth a very unique and extraordinary story of empowerment. One entry that really inspired me. She reminded me that when it comes to determination and a bold vision, as long as you have that, we all have the power to redefine our limits and reshape the spaces that we're in. embrace your unique voice. Your perspective, your experiences, your insights are valuable assets, much more valuable than you think, and that set you apart. Embrace your authenticity and let your unique voice shine through, because it's your distinctive contributions that makes you a force to be reckoned with. Pay it forward. As you ascend the ladder of success, extend a helping hand to uplift other aspiring women leaders. Share your knowledge, mentor others, and actively create opportunities for their growth and advancement. Remember that true empowerment is not only about personal achievements, but also about lifting others along the way. And when you foster a culture of support and collaboration, you contribute to a more inclusive and diverse industry that benefits everyone and collectively drives change.
Women, we are all actually doing great out there. For me, I think what's important is to sort of not shy away from what we are actually already doing. And more often than not, as even for myself as an individual, sometimes we think that what we're doing is just the bare minimum. But the reality is actually maybe in comparison to others who are actually not doing it, what we're already doing is above the benchmark, right? So I think don't be afraid to drum up that in the entry, really be okay to just publicize the initiative, even the smallest initiative.
It's really just take initiative, be deliberate about highlighting or empowering others in the team, and it will happen. I think the authenticity and the purpose and the strategy, all of those will fuel any recognition. So just be authentic and be deliberate about in going about your everyday tasks, and be very deliberate about empowering others, because everything else will follow.
All right, so what an inspiring glimpse into the minds of our distinguished judges, their passion for empowering women and their expertise in the marketing industry make them the perfect panel to evaluate the exceptional talents vying for the Empowered Women Awards this year. Before we announce the first set of winners, allow me to share the criteria for judging. So our two main criteria: business and accomplishments, 50 points, leadership, 50 points. We also have two bonus areas or sections. First is the industry and community contribution, 5 points. And second is the women empowerment contribution or initiative, 5 points. As a matter of fact, there is one winner who got more than 100 points, and we will find out who she is later on. So I also would like to highlight that all of the scores and results of this year's awards are vetted and verified by our heads of juries for their respective assigned categories. Again, thank you so much, Eleni, Melissa, Joanna, and our heads of juries, Michelle and Eileen. Let's give a virtual applause to our empowered women judges. So let's show some love, guys. We are now moving into the exciting part. We are now ready to reveal the winners. Let me call on MARKETECH APAC's Regional Head of Content, Catherine C., to present the first set of winners.
Hello, everyone. I'm Catherine. I'm the Regional Head of Content at MARKETECH APAC. I am so honored and happy that we are gathered here to celebrate the exceptional achievements of extraordinary women who have empowered countless others like myself along the way. Congratulations to all nominees and winners. What a very inspiring journey. So without further ado, here are the first half of the winners.
Empowered Women Awards 2023, presenting the first set of winners, the women leaders that have shown their achievements in the field of business and leadership. Starting with Shariza Badron, FCB Shout, winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
Hi, I'm Shariza Badran. I'm the General Manager and also the secret to FCB Shout success. I've been with FCB for about 10 years now, and we both share the same DNA. We are challenges. Last year, we bagged 100 over awards. not to mention being able to hold on to our title as Agency of the Year for third time in a row. And I think most importantly, we had a groundbreaking revenue and also profit growth that enabled us to expand our headcount, give better rewards and also benefits.
Geetha Buyani, Two Stallions Digital Marketing Agency. Winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
Hi, I'm Geetha, an engineer turned digital marketer. I encouraged cross-discipline learning between the SEO and advertising specialists to help them understand their individual impact on the overall account performance. As a result, my team delivered exceptional work for our clients. I believe diversity and inclusion drive innovation and success. I strive to advocate for more women to join me in the leadership positions.
Vian Chai, LinkedIn China. Winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
I strongly believe that our efforts should not only focus on marketing, but also on creating opportunities and adding value to diversity, inclusiveness, and equality in our society. Every voice should be heard, and every effort should be recognized, regardless of gender or background. As professionals, we must remain steadfast in our heart, providing mutual support and striving to create a positive and inclusive working environment.
Alison Chu, AIA Singapore. Winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
My name is Alison Chu and I'm the head of PR brand marketing here at AIA Singapore. This has led me to be able to lead a team of empowered women, 8 empowered women and 1 guy, to have clinched multiple awards for Brand Team of the Year in several award shows. So this is a testament of the empowerment that has been given to myself and to my team to be able to achieve greater heights and not be afraid to do our very best.
Mei Chin, Zalora Group. Winner, Empowered Women in Platforms.
Hi everyone, I'm May, and I'm the head of product growth, experimentation, and analytics in Zalora. My time in Zalora has seen me leading the formation and strategy of a new growth business unit, which oversees all experimentation and analytics initiatives. From scratch, my team and I have brought the company's experimentation velocity from virtually 0 to over 400 experiments run in a year. We have consistently achieved quarterly recurring revenue uplifts of over 500,000 euros. And I'm proud to say I so far have achieved a 100% success rate in guiding my mentees to a confirmed job offer and product.
Michaela Grimmins, Orchard. Winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
I'm Head of Strategy and Experience at Orchard, based in Australia. The first being I've been part of developing a new agency proposition based on delivering connected experiences for customers and brands. The second is that I've been part of Orchard's biggest year in new business growth, totaling more than $3 million in revenue. Thirdly, I've delivered some really transformational projects for some of the world's most iconic brands, including Hyundai, Tourism Tasmania. And lastly, I've spearheaded a pro bono initiative working with Orchard's executive creative directors called No Guts, No Glory, and that's all about combining passion with purpose, solving some of the world's biggest healthcare problems.
Masayu Dipa, Lion and Lion. Winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
Hi there, I'm Masayu Dipa. I have 12 years of industry experience with over 3 years of that time at Lion and Lion. I help oversee the Indonesian market and manage one of our largest accounts, L'Oreal. I never ask my team to do something I won't do myself. I put myself in their shoe and work alongside them to achieve our goals. I'm always looking for new ways to learn and grow both personally and professionally. I'm excited to see what the future holds and to continue making impact in the industry.
Danielle Lazar Ocampo, Food Panda Philippines. Winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
Hi, I am Danny Eleazar Ocampo, currently with Food Panda, heading the marketing team for new verticals. The brands that I used to handle, while still small, all experienced growths and profitability in sales with the little I had when I handled them. Some of them even went on to win Market Growths Award from Kantar and advertising awards from the National Advertisers Association. I continue to advocate for these smaller businesses. Most importantly, these experiences had led enough for me to experience experience to teach in one of the top universities in the Philippines, Ateneo de Manila University.
Juliana Reyna Encarnado, Converge ICT Solutions Incorporated, winner, Empowered Women in Technology.
Hi, I'm J.N. Encarnado. I'm the Vice President and Head of Corporate Communications and Public Relations of the Philippines' leading fiber internet provider, Converge ICT Solutions. I have always been proud of the campaigns that I did that really made an impact in the lives of others. One of those is when we helped pass a government law that removed corruption in the procurement of government services. Another campaign is when we helped a non-government organization in passing a law that will remove the worst forms of child labor in the Philippines.
Heidi Hamster, Task, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
Hey everyone, I'm Heidi. It all began over a decade ago when I started my career as a digital designer. Even then, my passion for creativity and design thinking set me apart in the industry as a skilled professional. So when I was given the opportunity to join Task in 2014, I jumped right in. I eventually moved up the ranks and became a digital design lead at Task. But it's not just about succeeding in business, it's also about cultivating an atmosphere of learning in order to empower those around you. And that's why I take such an active role in mentoring designers on our team, so that they too can have an opportunity to grow their skill sets.
Jermaine Hendrick, Quantcast, winner, Empowered Women in Technology.
Hi, my name is Jermaine Hendrick and I'm the Head of Marketing for Quantcast Asia Pacific. I'm very proud to have driven close to $8 million in marketing influence revenue in 2022 across the APAC region. I also won a Superhero Award that is given quarterly by the Quantcast business for outstanding contributions. And I was also promoted twice in the 2 years that I've been in Quantcast since I started in November 2020. Out of all my achievements, being a manager is probably the one that matters to me the most, because being able to grow and develop my team and helping the next generation of female leaders rise in tech is exactly what I feel female leaders like myself need to do today.
And Haley Hindria, Zalora Group, winner, Empowered Women in Platforms.
Hi there, my name is Haley and I am from Zalora, and in the past 12 months we've had a couple of significant achievements, one of them being creating a completely new platform from scratch through which our clients can more easily and faster connect to our fulfillment services. It has enabled Zalora multitude and magnitude of new revenue. At the same time, we keep on optimizing always on any kind of operational areas in order to bring in cost efficiencies for the company. And the third achievement is more like personal on my own. It's all of the people that I manage, which are about 10 now.
All right, thank you so much, Catherine, and congratulations to our first set of winners for Empowered Women Awards. Such an incredible list of women leaders we just saw. All right, so our editorial team at this point is also very busy publishing the dedicated articles for each of the winners. We're gradually posting them on our social media channels. So for everyone who's attending today, please follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, as we will do a real-time updates about the awards as well. So just search for MARKETECH APAC. So now let's proceed to our next awards announcement. Presenting the second half of winners is Melissa Sandu, Head of Sales and Marketing at Prince Court Medical Center, Sandirian Berhad, also part of the jury members for Agency Tech and SMEs.
Hello, Joven. Thank you so much.
Okay, the floor is yours, Melissa.
Hello again, everyone. Really thrilled to be here. Congratulations to all of the winners. I am so honored to be able to be a part of this initiative and having the opportunity to be able to go through the entries. You have empowered me. The nominees' journeys, their expertise and commitment when it comes to empowering women leaders have been invaluable, and I can't wait to meet the second half of the winners. So without further ado, let's announce the second half of the winners.
Empowered Women Awards 2023, presenting the second set of winners. The women leaders who've shown excellent performance in both business and leadership. Starting with Jennifer Lee, PepsiCo Malaysia Sendirian Berhad, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
My leadership journey actually began with my passion for marketing. I started off as a CSD marketing manager at PepsiCo 3 years ago, and I moved up the ranks to head the entire marketing portfolio, leading the range of PepsiCo's iconic brands. When it comes to the innovation and also differentiated approach that we have done over the past year, we actually garnered numerous accolades for PepsiCo from both internal and external.
Joanne Lim, Virgin Active Singapore, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
In 2022, we worked with Sofitel in Singapore to showcase that we need to rethink, rejuvenate and restart, our daily journeys with ourselves. We launched our Reformer Pilates. It challenges what traditional Reformer Pilates is without altering the objective of the exercise. We managed to attract prospects who actually previously may not be interested in joining a gym. So I'm really happy that in 2022, in spite of the difficulty, we managed to hit our membership and EBITDA targets.
Claudia Lau, Lion and Lion, winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
My name is Claudia Lau, and I have 15 years of experience in publishing and digital marketing, 6 years of which were spent at Lion & Lion, where I'm now the Regional Director of Creative Content. I believe in leading by example and creating a culture of trust and collaboration that's really centered on passion, determination, and hard work. I'm living out my ambitions and being the difference that I would like to see in my industry as a woman in this part of the world.
Catherine Ng, TZ APAC, winner, Empowered Women in Technology.
Hi, I'm Catherine, the Managing Director of TZ APAC. Working in the heart of Asia's fast-growing consumer markets in the past 15 years has provided me with strategic insights instrumental to my leadership journey. I'm proud to share our market leads in China, Indonesia, and India are all women, and that we achieve our goal of building a team with 50% women representation. A diverse and inclusive workplace will lead to more creativity and innovation, and I strongly believe a boardroom seat is possible for anyone who works hard and believes in their abilities.
Sybil Ng, Quantcast, winner, Empowered Women in Technology.
Hello, my name is Sybil and I currently lead account management for Quantcast Asia. In Quantcast, I've been empowered by fellow female leaders to take up leadership positions where I've helped spearhead projects that have greatly helped with the company's operational efficiency. In addition to this, I've managed a high-performing team of aspiring female leaders where we've been able to grow client revenue retention from 65% up to 80% during my tenure, even weathering through the tough times of COVID-19. I've also ensured that, we are an award-winning team where with one of my key travel clients recently, whom we've won over 5 industry awards.
Katie Nguyen, Insider, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie. I'm the Senior Regional Marketing Manager of Insider for Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand and the Philippines. I have the honor of conducting the Recap on 2 event series in Thailand, Indonesia and Vietnam, as well as the CXO Beyond the Title video series, the Crow Offline event, the Crow Online event series as well in the last year. And the action had significantly assisted our company grow with a 40% boost in sales and, of course, increased the brand awareness.
Amelia Peng, Lion and Lion, winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm the Business Director for Lion & Lion. I have over 16 years of experience in the industry. And with Lion & Lion, I've been here for over 6 months now. I'm a little bit strong-headed, in a way stubborn, but at the same time, I lead with a lot of empathy as well. The client servicing team was exiting at the same time, so I was only left with a 2-person team. And we had to ensure and manage all the current clients' day-to-day work was being delivered.
Nadarak Pampetnat Nakul, Tyson Foods International APAC, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
Hi, I'm Natrat Pongpipatanagun, a senior marketing manager of Tyson International Food APAC, taking care of Tyson branded portfolio, which currently operates in Thailand, Singapore, and the latest launch in Malaysia in August 2022. We committed to raising the world expectation for how much good food can do. We always start with customer and consumer-centric missions to innovate and improve customer daily lives with tastier and more convenient food within a minute.
Jessica Faye Tan, Money Max, winner, Empowered Women in Marketing.
Hi, I'm Jess, the head of marketing for MoneyMax, and these are the 3 things that helped me become a better leader: being brave to be the first to do things. Empowered women get things done, even going through lengths not reached before. Listening to my team. I've found that genuine empathy helps my team deliver their best work while feeling safe and supported. Lifting others. My ideas are only as good as the team that helped me bring them to life.
Lisa Tan, Carousel Media Group, winner, Empowered Women in Platforms.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the head of sales for Carousel Media Group in Singapore, Hong Kong and the Philippines. I led the team to launch Carousel Shopping Ads in 2022, which helped us unlock a new client base that are usually focused on social media marketing. As a leader, mentoring and training sales reps within the team has always been very rewarding. One notable example is promoting a female top performer in Hong Kong and mentoring her to take up a more leadership role in the team. It's moments like this that reminds me of the importance of investing in our team members' potential.
Jiravara Viraya Vardana, Ogilvy, Thailand, winner, Empowered Women in Agency.
Hi, I am Jiravara, Chief Executive Ogilvy Thailand. By having female role model to look up to at Ogilvy really made me believe in the power of women and what I can achieve here. Regardless of who you are or your gender, as long as you possess the capability, the readiness, the potential, the determination, and most importantly, the love and the passion.
And Livia Wang, Access Brand Co., winner, Empowered Women in Platforms.
Hi, I'm Livia Wang. I'm the Chief Brand Officer of the Access Corporate Group. Access is a wellness brand company. We love our consumers and we would love to bring the health and the beauty solutions to them a lot quicker than what we can do before as a brand business. Currently, we reach out globally around 10 million of our consumers, and glad to know that they all enjoy the products so much.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Appreciate you taking the time to contribute to this event of celebrating women leaders' accomplishments. And of course, congratulations to the second set of winners, but we are not done yet. Now let's see the top winners for each category. Let me call on one of our heads of juries, Eileen Uy, Chief Executive Officer at Omnicom Media Group Malaysia, to present the top winners. How are you, Eileen?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks, Joven. Amazing event as of now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So first and foremost, I'm Eileen. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Omnicom Media Group. I'm so glad to be here with everyone. And I think more importantly, congratulations to all our nominees and of course, our winners as well, right? It is with great honor to present to you all the top scorers for the Empowered Women 2023 Awards. Here are the inspiring women leaders that back the top ranks. Off you go.
Empowered Women Awards 2023. MARKETECH APAC is proud to present the top winners for each category. These outstanding women leaders have demonstrated exceptional performance in their respective industries and have made significant contributions to women empowerment initiatives, earning them the highest accolades in their respective categories. Starting with Neha Bassett, Zalora Group, top winner, Empowered Women in Platforms.
Hi, I'm Neha, Zalora's Director of Brand Communication. I lead the regional content and brand strategy across Southeast Asia. I strongly believe in the importance of diverse representation while making fashion accessible to all. One recent accomplishment that I am especially proud of is our Zalora 2022 campaign, which spotlighted the work of talented local designers connecting the Muslim traditions and artistry to millions of people globally. With each opportunity reminding me that I am limitless, that there are no boundaries to what I can achieve, and that I'm capable of empowering others to break barriers and make a difference.
Winnie Tan, Tripzilla.com, top winner, empowered women in SME.
Hi, I'm Winnie. I'm the founder and CEO of Tripzilla.com. I started the company in 2010 with a vision to be a top B2C travel media in Southeast Asia. Today, Tripzilla is a leading digital travel media company in Southeast Asia, reaching over 20 million travelers every month. I am proud to be part of the force who is correcting this imbalance. As a content marketer, I understand the importance of storytelling. So as a woman in a C-level position, I try to help create a positive narrative about women in leadership roles and actively share my story to inspire other women who want to assume executive positions.
Patricia Frio, Traffic Guard, top winner, empowered women in tech.
Hi, I'm Patrick Frejo and I'm the VP of Customer Growth for the APAC region at Traffic Guard. I drive the commercial growth and the positioning of Traffic Guard as a leading ad-fraud prevention solution in the region. In fact, one of my proudest achievements was the diverse team that I helped build at DataSoup, and I think the impactful results that we drove is a testament on how inclusive workplaces are crucial for driving innovation and business success.
Ayan Mohammed, Impact.com, top winner, empowered women in marketing.
Hi, I'm Ayan. I'm the Regional Vice President for APAC Marketing at the leading global partnership management platform, Impact.com. When it comes to leadership, I played a key role in the company's expansion throughout APAC by implementing innovative marketing strategies and programs that drove over 50% of Impact.com's total APAC revenue in 2022. My team generated over 500 marketing sourced opportunities across the region and managed to win several high-profile industry awards. As a woman of color in tech, I'm also committed to being a role model and inspiration to other women aspiring for leadership roles through thought leadership efforts and serving as a mentor to my fellow female colleagues.
And Simone Tam, Dentsu Hong Kong, top winner, empowered women in agency.
Hi, I'm Simone Tam, CEO of Dentsu Hong Kong, leading a group of agencies across creative, media, and customer experience management. A mother of two boys, big boys. One is 19, studying at university, and the younger one is 15. So I can say with confidence that being a mother doesn't stop anyone from having an amazing career. How? 1, you need to love both your career and being a mother. 2, you have a great support system, be it your spouse or extended family. Number 3, a motto that motivates you to become the best version of yourself. So find your own motto.
So thank you so much, Lean. Congratulations to the outstanding winners of the awards. All the winners have shown their exceptional journey to being empowered women leaders. What a truly remarkable celebration for all of us, especially for all women in the industry. So please give a virtual round of applause to our Empowered Women Awards 2023 winners. A job well done. So again, if you would post about the awards, please use the hashtag #EmpoweredWomen2023, and we would like to follow you and celebrate with you as well. Now it's time to hear the inspiring stories of leadership and insights into their business and marketing strategies. We're very honored that our select Empowered Women Awards winners have agreed to be part of the next session. To moderate the Fireside session, Inspiring Next Generation Leaders, How Women Level Up in the Stewardship in the Industry, I would like to call on one of our heads of juries, Michelle de Guzman, Marketing Director, Cebu Pacific Air. How are you, Michelle?
I'm good. Thanks, Joven. Hi, everyone. So I'm Michelle Eve de Guzman. I'm the Marketing Director at Cebu Pacific. I love how we're all gathered here across the Asia Pacific region. I saw the chat and saw the different countries that's represented. And it's really nice, to celebrate the very inspiring journey of our women leaders in the industry. So as a member of the jury, it's truly an honor to be part of this initiative. And once again, congratulations to all the winners. So let's continue to laud these amazing female leaders with what I hope to be an insightful fireside chat. So it's my pleasure to welcome our top scorer, Simone Tam, Group and Creative CEO of Dentsu Hong Kong, for ranking first for this awards event. So hi, Simone, how are you?
Hi, Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. It's really nice to see you again. I'm coming from our first discussion maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm sure the audience can't wait to hear and learn from you. So let's start the discussion, shall we? Okay, great. First, I'd like to ask, perhaps as an agency leader, like how do you navigate the challenges of sustainable growth while leading a big team? And perhaps you can share also like what specific strategies do you find most effective?
Well, thank you for your question, Michelle. Firstly, I'm not sure in this case, being a woman leader makes any difference, as I assume all leaders are faced with the same challenge. I think given the complexity and the uncertainty in the world, I think we're all trying to deliver short-term results, as well as ensuring that we have a future-proof business in order to have sustainable growth. And to do that, to me, I think most critical winning formula, as you will, is having the right team, or I always say teaming right. A team that is high-performing, supportive, and fit for purpose. And I think whether they have the qualities for a future-proof business is not just about the skill set, but really is about their own set of values. Do they match with the company culture? And I think that is something that we really look into. And I think that is absolutely critical, whether they're collaborative for us, and particularly, whether they are inclusive, whether they care about their clients' business like their own, and whether they have, and I think this is really important, is whether they have each other's back. And I think those are the genuine values that we look for having the right team. And while, it's a continuing process building the right team, because there's technology, there's different needs, the customer changes. And I think it's important that we put a relentless focus on actually very clear and transparent communications to the team, so that they are very clear and there's no surprises on all the decisions that we make on an everyday level. And they will understand this is why the company has made this decision, because these are the short-term goals I need to deliver, or I understand where the company is going, and therefore these are the critical decisions and maybe difficult decisions that they have to make in order to go on our journey for growth. And I think having that clear and genuine, authentic communication is absolutely what I would recommend is the critical element to have.
I like that part what you said about values, right? That for us, we do have a saying wherein you hire for culture, if it's a culture fit, and then you train for skills. And having that, same group of people wherein your values are aligned makes it all the more easier to progress and move forward together as a team. You mentioned something about teaming right, or having a team that's, fit for purpose. So perhaps we can talk about nurture. Like, how do you create this culture of continuous learning and growth within your team?
I think obviously, I think all of us have worked in organizations, and we do too at Dentsu, is that we need to provide the platform, right? The trainings, the inspirational sessions, the sharing of best practices, the celebrations of the big and small successes, as you will, so that people understand this is what we expect from them. We expect them to grow, right, and perform. But I'm actually a firm believer that a culture is built through every conversation and every action in our everyday work, and not just between myself and the leaders, but really you would feel it in between the teams. The decisions that they make, they don't really need to ask for. When the culture is right, they don't need to ask for permission. They know this is what is expected of them. And I think this is true, especially in our business, in the advertising world, where we are tasked to solve business and marketing challenges each day for our clients. And most of the solutions actually may not exist anyway. And we need to build them from scratch. And when you do that, there are a lot of learnings to be done. And, we have to do a lot of research. We have to make hypotheses. We have to analyze them and test and learn. And I think this is when we have those discussions, we are encouraging each other to learn. And I think you would feel it in the culture. And I think while the trainings are important, it's every conversation we make.
Yeah, fully agree. I think it's really on, like every small action or whatever decision you make, each conversation, all of those things do build trust and reinforce that culture you'd want to build within the team. It's like signaling also to some extent, especially if you communicate it and celebrate it, together. To be able to do more, it's really quite important. I'm curious, like, what are the best practices you have implemented to foster, a collaborative environment within your strategic planning team?
Well, if you, and you're welcome to, if you ever come to our office, you will see that the whole office design is very open and collaborative. I don't have a room. No, none of the leadership team has a room. And actually, we have around the office, you will see a lot of collaborative open spaces for working together. And actually, white walls around the whole office. So it facilitates people to have those collaborative discussion quite easily. And then I think for our strategic department, they're right in the center of the office, right in the center. It's like almost like the center of gravity, right? And they work across all our surface line of business within the Dentsu Group, multiple agencies. So, across creative, media, and customer experience. And they are kind of the brain power within the agency group. And we just start with all projects, with a strategic process. And they don't do it alone. They work with the client-facing partners, in whether it's a creative agency or media agency or customer experience agency, and they solve that client's problem strategically. And we're lucky because we have a big strategic planning team, and it's very diversified as well in terms of their skill set. So we have business transformational strategists, to brand and communication, to social, to data, to content. And actually, each one of them working together is like Avengers, right? They each have their own expertise or power. And then when they work together, we can work on anything and provide the right solutions. And I think having this team that's across the different teams allow us to look at clients' challenges strategically. And because of them, even though there are many people who are not in the planning team, because we have them, you have those strategic conversations. We actually train the rest of the people to have a more strategic mind. And I think that in the long run will groom the next generation of, hopefully, for our industry, a lot of talents who are trained that way. Because I think, we sometimes suffer from, the short-term goals and project whereby they're just tactical and we don't think strategically. And I think having this strategic planning team allows us to work in such a collaborative and open way, meaning everybody should be strategic, whether you're a creative or a media planner, are we solving the client's problem?
And by having that culture of, like that strategic mindset, it makes the business sustainable as well, because you can keep churning out the ideas or the campaigns that would matter most to the clients. I'm curious, since you're the group CEO, right? One of the main things that stood out to me when I was going through the entries was the fact that you brought together several business units in the Dentsu Group. And I can only imagine how challenging that must have been, perhaps especially during the pandemic. And especially if they've been, operating in silos. So what were the challenges and like key learnings in bringing all of these business units together that you could share with the group?
Sure. I think we always say we are people business, right? It's the different personalities. You can imagine, each agency had their own CEO or managing director, right? And their own P&L. And I think one of the great things about Dentsu coming together was, the alignment was to have one leadership team and one P&L. And it was just managing the different personalities and the different levels of ownership, right? Because they were loyal and committed to one brand. And now we're saying it's not just about your brand, it's about the whole Dentsu group, right? And I think it's, at the end of the day, it's about sharing openly and involving them to create the vision for the group, and that they could see their role in playing as part of and contributing to that vision. Obviously, I think throughout my journey, there were some hard decisions to be made. And, if there are personalities that are just not for that vision, we have to manage them out. And I think this is one of those things that we have to do. The key is, you need to focus on what is your end goal, what that vision is, motivate everyone to be, and welcome them and engage them in a way that they become a true believer and a supporter of that vision. And, and given time, if they're not, then they're not the right people.
I guess it's also part of that co-creating, right? Like a shared ownership and shared accountability for whatever is the vision you'd want to establish for the team. I do have, I saw like a live Q&A, and if it's okay, I'll share it so we can ask it during this session.
Yeah.
So from one of our attendees, when it comes to upskilling, what do you think are the top skills that leaders must prioritize in order for talent and capability to be at par with today's clients and demands?
I think, well, one is actually being open-minded and just being collaborative. And I think this is something I've learned to realize, that it's such a diversified world now, right? I think with technology, there's just so many skills that you need, and you can't have it all. So the idea is having the right team with the different expertise. And I think that the idea of having a group of Avengers rather than having the same skill set and just, building mini-me's, don't do that. Have a group of people who are better than you, with a different background, with a different skill set. I think that's one thing definitely I would say, staffing for the future. I think skill set, again, is being collaborative about, sometimes you don't have to own the skill set. Be collaborative with partners and working with outsiders to come up with a solution, because it would be too difficult to build everything yourself. And I would think just again, having that open mindset. And then I think number 3 for any leaders is, having the understanding and appreciation of knowledge from the other party. And I think, this is one thing, realizing that you can't do it all. And I think that is the fundamental of everything, whether you build your own team and working with partners, and actually in an everyday situation, you just be open-minded to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, and to build on what you said about open-minded, like if it's a skill, perhaps it can be along the lines of having like a growth mindset, which is so much more important, especially nowadays, and especially if you'd have to collaborate with a lot of people. There's another question in the chat, and it's more on, as an empowered woman, how can leaders navigate the expectations and biases that may exist within their teams?
I think I can only share my journey. For me, I think respect needs to be earned. And this is something that I remind myself and those who work with me, I always say it, right? So first of all, I think anybody need to put the hard work in and to show results that I deserve whatever that I'm going for. And I think for women in particular, don't have that, I'm a woman, therefore I am a victim mindset. I don't believe it. I think, being a leader is a leader, whether you're a woman or male. I would actually, sometimes take advantage that I do think that women have skills and natural skill set that are relatively better in a general term, right? We are more nurturing, we are more compassionate. And I think those are the areas that use our women's strength to become a better leader. And I think once you show that you are a strong leader, you will earn the respect and trust. And I think if there are obvious biases, I would have that conversation directly. I would go to whoever have the biases and say, I don't feel comfortable because you said this that made me feel you're biased. Can I address your concern? And have that open discussion. And I would rather have that open discussion than not say anything.
Yeah, and it's part of those, like having open and honest conversations. So it's also where communication skills play such an important part. So to recap, right, like when it comes to being a leader, it doesn't, being a woman leader, just remove the qualifier, and it's being a leader of a team, being responsible for the team you're assigned to or tasked with. But it's also on, being able to communicate clearly the vision and just being able to empower the rest of your team. So thank you so much for your time. Very useful insights from Simone, and I really appreciated our conversation, especially since it reminds me of how else might we become better leaders and how might we leverage off of our strengths also as women, right, to build dynamic strategic teams ready to take on the challenges of the future. So again, congratulations, Simone, and very well deserved for being the top scorer here. And as we end this session, let me call on Joven to present the next session.
Thank you.
Right. So that's really a wonderful session, Simone and Michelle. It's amazing to hear Simone's insights on how to be a steward for next generation of leaders. Again, Simone, congratulations for being the top winner for Empowered Women in Agency category and for garnering the highest score across all categories. And when Simone described how their office looked like, it's amazing how you guys assigned your workplace to promote collaboration. So I hope someday I can visit your office for some inspirations, right? Also, thank you to Michelle for supporting us in this initiative, right? And for being one of our heads of juries. So speaking of heads of juries, we have another head of juries who will be moderating the next exciting session on how empowered women are building brands from the ground up. So please welcome back Eileen Uy, Chief Executive Officer at Omnicom Media Group, Malaysia. Take it away, Eileen.
Hello again. I'm Eileen, CEO of Omnicom Media Group, and it's been a pleasure having everyone. Let's get going with our panel discussion. Our overall topic is really about, in terms of female leaders building brands from ground up. Let's hear from our panel speakers. I'd like to introduce Danielle Ong. She's the head of Southeast Asia and ANZ at MessageBird. That's a lot of countries. Danielle, maybe you want to say hi and give yourself a short introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. All of you can hear me. Hi, this is Danielle. I'm based in Singapore. I do lead up the region here, excluding India, for MessageBird. MessageBird is a communications platform company based out of the Netherlands, and we are the top in what we do in terms of SMS, emails, WhatsApp. So what we do is drive customer experiences for companies. And for myself, I'm in this panel because I was the first hire in this region and kind of pretty much built up our presence here in the region. Thanks so much.
Great, welcome. Next up on the panel, we have Winnie Tan, CEO and founder of Tripzilla.
Hello.
Hey Winnie, do you want to give a quick hello and short introduction?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Winnie. I'm the CEO and founder of Tripzilla. Tripzilla is a leading digital travel media company in Southeast Asia, and we reach about 20 million travelers every month. So we create a lot of authentic content that inspires the world to travel, and then we connect this audience to sources that can materialize their travel goals.
Great. Welcome, welcome. And last on the panel and a winner today as well. So Neha, if you just say hi and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you. My name's Neha and I lead brand communications for Zalora. And first off, I'd like to say thank you so much for the award today and to all who have won. Really, really inspiring to see all the great women leaders who have won the award. And very happy to be here on this panel. Two good topics, female leaders building brands, I think. It's a very good topic to definitely be a part of. And I look forward to the session today.
Great. So let's kick off with yourself, Neha. So overall, I think when it comes to building brand, it's very important for us to kind of stay at par in a very competitive industry. Today, brands are popping up, every minute. Let's put it that way, permeated by technology today, and even social media. New brands emerge all the time. So in such a competitive industry, what's your advice, for new brands or leaders who are gonna, or new founders who are actually generating new brands today and tomorrow, for them to sort of create a unique and an authentic brand identity? And what's the strategy to do that?
I think a really, really interesting question. And there's a very, very clear link between what we do personally, who we all are women leaders personally, and what we do professionally, right? So the first one is, like we define our own values, you define your brand values. And that's the clear strategy for what does your brand stand for? What are the values that you want to communicate to the customers? You ask yourself, right? Is this me? Same way you ask, is this the brand? What does the brand stand for? What will it differentiate from the other brands who are probably in the same segment? Or if it's a unique brand, what is it that I want to push for and call out for? I think once you start identifying these core values that define your brand and they align with your target audience, that lays the foundation, which is a very, very critical piece. So always take time out to define what your values are. Once that foundation is clear, the journey becomes easy, because from there you decide what is it, what's the story going to be. Again, I'm insisting that define the values, define what your brand needs to stand out for. And once you have that is when a compelling brand story gets created. It should articulate the purpose, the mission, the value you bring to the customer's life, because at the end of the day, it is the customers who need to understand what your brands are for, and you need to create it in their minds. The vision of your brand should be very clear for these guys. And then I think the most important thing is it should evoke emotions and create a bit of a bond with your audience. Because once they resonate with your brands, once they understand what your values and your missions are, the rest of the journey becomes very simple. Then, of course, it is about the experience as well. And I think one thing that was very common in everyone's videos today, right? Some of the experiences that they had or some of the stuff that they did very, very well. And that's what you got to do for your brand. Create memorable experiences. It is not just the logo, it's not just the slogan, but it is just the experience that you create for your customers when they buy your product or they associate with your brand or they experience your brand. Look for ways to deliver over and above what a regular brand would do. Personalize interactions, surprise them, delight them, and consistently exceed your customers' expectations. You keep surprising them, you keep wowing them, and that's it. The journey becomes very, very simple from there. So 3 key aspects over here. Define your brand values, create a compelling brand story, and create memorable experiences. Don't stop at just them buying the product. The whole experience around the product is what makes the difference.
Amazing. And that's a great segue to our next question as well, right? And ultimately what I'm hearing, Neha, is sort of building that brand purpose, right? Your brand story is very much linked to your brand purpose. So I'd like to sort of invite Winnie, being a founder and a CEO of Tripzilla as well. How did you, what was your journey like in defining that brand purpose? And, how does that resonate with yourself, being the founder of the business?
Okay. I think even though very different industry as Neha, but the ideas are the same. So I agree with Neha. It has to be a very clearly defined vision and mission. And so, like for Tripzilla, our mission is to inspire travel, right? We believe that travel is a force for good, and we want to enable our audience to have a more positive and fulfilling experience when they explore places. So once we have this very clearly defined cornerstone for our brand purpose, everything becomes very easy for everyone in the team. When they make decisions about brand identity and strategy, they just have to answer the question: does this make travel more positive and fulfilling? Is this a force for good? Right. So I say the most important part of creating an authentic brand identity is to have a compelling and defined purpose that your team is proud to stand for. They will put their heart into the work that they create when they are proud of what they stand for. So it will be inherently reflected in the content, and the audience will sense it too. I know everybody's the audience is smart as well, right? They will be naturally drawn to your brand more deeply when they agree with what you stand for.
And as a women leader, just kind of following through as another question for you, as well as a founder for a brand and a new business in this area as well. What were some of the sort of, I guess, hurdles that you need to sort of overcome as well while you're actually building the brand?
Sorry, what are some of the hurdles when we
were... correct. Well, some of the hurdles or challenges that you were personally facing as well as a leader to navigate and build while you're building the brand.
I think building a brand, like what Simone shared just now, regardless whether male or female, you have your same obstacles. I think finding a team that has the same values and goals as you takes time, and it takes a lot of effort. It doesn't happen overnight, and there's a lot of trial and error, and you need to make a lot of hard decisions along the way. Not everything is smooth sailing or pretty, and sometimes it can get brutal. And as women, we tend to feel it all more. But I think it's difficult, especially if you have a lot of empathy and all that, making hard decisions that affects people. That was very difficult for me, but I think it's something that we feel that we are doing the right thing, and we try to be fair, always be fair, even when you have to do things that are not so pleasant, making hard decisions. Just be fair when you do it, and still do it with sincerity.
Yeah, definitely. And I think at times, empathy is both as a woman, our strength, and at times our weakness as well, because we naturally gravitate and have more empathy as a leader as well, right?
Right.
So pivoting the question, thank you, Winnie. Over to Daniel as well. When it comes to, in terms of your years of experience, right? And what are the top considerations when it comes to building brand that is sustainable in the long term?
Got it. I think my fellow two panelists, Neha and Vinny, touched on a number of brilliant points just now, like being customer first. So I'll kind of add on to that from a business perspective, and you'll kind of see how that relates to the marketing side of brand too, I'm sure. First of all, I think all of us, we have to acknowledge that building a business, just like building a brand, it's a journey. It's not kind of like a destination. There's no one day you wake up, I've done it, and that's all, I'm done. So I believe it's important that we build it on strong foundation rather than kind of shortcuts, right? Shortcuts are kind of quick wins, and it's tempting to go there, but at the end of the day, we have to make a hard decision to sometimes stay to our values, like what Vinny said. So a few things. One, knowing the problem the business is going to solve, clear vision. We can tweak the journey as we progress. I think, we can pivot, and it's very important to do that. But it's critical to keep every aspect of the business aligned. Understanding the customers better than they understand themselves. In my line of business, because of our wide exposure to more than 30,000 customers, sometimes the best practices might not be something that is, what the customer might think they need at that point. So it's important to also kind of challenge them in a way on how they are currently running their own business. Another thing would be what I think Miha did touch on, exceptional customer experience at every single touch point, right? Especially since, in this day and age, loyalty is far and few between. I think what we've always said, brand is kind of what customers say about us when we're not in the room. So I think this has been, never been more possible to influence, right? So by bringing together kind of modern technology, the tools available in market that we do provide as well, companies can provide a very strong differentiation. And one part of your question, which you asked on how do we set it up for long-term success? I think this is the important part, is to anchor, the business, the values, the products that we actually offer to market on innovation, which means that, we are building for the future. We are not defined by what, the market is today, but we are the ones defining what the market looks like in the next step, and evolving with the needs of the market, the customer, or the ecosystem at large, regardless of whatever industry you or I might be from. So that's pretty much my take on it.
It's I guess staying ahead of the curve, right? Like knowing what the consumers want even before they actually know it themselves. So that's a great sort of pivot point into innovation. And I'd like to invite Winnie to share a little bit about, sort of being the founder in terms of Tripzilla. How did you develop a culture or even a framework to continuously drive innovation for the business?
I think brand innovation needs to be guided and structured for it to be weaved into the culture of the company. I wish I could just go in and say, let's all do innovative stuff, and then it happens by itself. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So we need to invest resources, invest time, invest people. In the beginning, we didn't know how to get this started, right? So there was a lot of learning with coaches, proper tools and techniques, and then guiding the team on how brand innovation needs to be something that we address, right? Now that we have a framework and process in place, we focus on making sure that everybody can be heard. So there are proper channels where they can voice, how they think we can innovate on something. And then the team will continue to innovate beyond their roles, even as they get more specialized. Of course, as we get over the years, we hire more senior people, we get more specialized. There are also the other side, the downside to that is that, when they are so specialized, they only see what they do. They get more myopic in addressing the problems. So we need to make sure that they still innovate beyond their roles, right? Just because this is not a digital marketing task, it doesn't mean you can't come up with fresh ideas and innovate on it. We also try to foster collaboration. So across the different departments, it's important that they collaborate and they know what all their colleagues are doing and all that, and understand the company bottom up, top down. Yeah. So we try. It's also very important that we maintain a trusting environment. The team needs to trust that they will not be judged by their colleagues, by their bosses when they share their ideas, or very often the ideas fail. But if we penalize it, then that's innovation is not going to happen that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think, there is no right or wrong when it comes to innovation. It's always trial and error, right?
Right.
And on the topic of innovation as well, I'd love to hear from Daniel and Neha, right? For your respective organizations, how do you build a culture of innovation? Because it's honestly, it's easier said than done. Most often than not, you see company values saying, oh, innovation, but then at the same time, you see the company struggling to drive that as part of their culture. So maybe Neha, you can go first.
First, I'd just like to say, and I think as Vinny touched upon it, learning and innovation, right? There is nothing as status quo. It's if you don't learn, it's only going to harm you and no one else, because the world is moving at the pace that it is moving at. There was something called millennials, then there is Gen Z, there is a Gen A that's coming up, and now there's a Zennial as well, right? So if there is a whole generation behind you that's ready to take over. So continuous learning and development is where you need to invest more than for your personal growth and for your company's growth as well. And I'm actually very privileged to be a part of the organization which fosters both learning and development and diversity as well, because I think we continuously make sure and that we're a part of our time is dedicated to learning new softwares or learning new skills. Even it could just be simple things as just leadership. It could just be learning a new platform tool altogether, because every day there is a better tool that comes up and it can help you. So as long as the backbone is always is strong and fixed, I think from there you only get stronger and you get better. So Zalora honestly invests a lot in their employees' growth and their employees' learning as well. We are continuously mentoring, being a mentor, being a part of the mentorship program, receiving mentoring as well. We have a lot of upskilling tools that are available that help us be on top of the game always. I think that's on the learning part of it. The second, again, I will reiterate what probably Winnie said, is encourage collaboration, encourage innovation. I think for me personally, right, I came from a different country and I became a part of a brand that is prevalent in 7 other countries. And they are all so different from each other. Singapore is so different from a Malaysia, is so different from a Philippines, is so different from an Indonesia. Just as a small way, Raya is celebrated so differently in Indonesia and in Malaysia. So there is so much diversity. So when we create campaigns, we have to bear in mind different segments and how they react to different things. So there is continuous collaboration, diversity, even just our own organization. We are about 2,000 employees from 7 different countries, 33 nationalities. So that's the power of diversity and collaboration that we bring forward. I'm very proud to be a part of this organization, because if there was something that I picked, it was this. And I think one small thing, given that we are in this segment today, we are actually about 60% females and 40% males. So there is more and more power in the organization. Sorry, Jobin, but there's more of us than you in our organization right now.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I think key important thing, keep learning. The more you learn, the better it is. And encourage collaboration. Learn every day. And there's, of course, be open to newer ideas, newer innovations. There are going to be good days, there are going to be bad days. What you might think of today might not be the best way to do things. So always challenge status quo. And you might fail, but you will learn something from it for sure, even when you fail.
And Daniel, do you have any particular structure, given that, you were the first employee in MessageBird as well?
Yeah,
So
I think it's
was there any
really
particular
pretty much
structure when it comes to driving an innovation culture?
Structure is a tricky word in a startup. Look, just now you asked, right? Innovation, it's easy to say, it's hard to apply. We actually have a poster in our office here that says, move fast and break things. It's encouraged. We also have another concept or value in our organization, which is disagree and commit. We might disagree on something, but when a decision is made, we all commit to it and we try it out. And if it breaks, there's a thing as well, like, hey, it's never anyone's fault, So there's no kind of like blame culture within the organization, which is great. Obviously, learning and development, etc. But I think it's also important to create a supportive environment for experimentation, right? So that's what we do. We encourage kind of like a fail fast, learn fast mentality. It's important that you just learn from it and move on. And then, the cost of learning is kept to a minimal because you kind of learn fast from it. And employees are also not kind of afraid to take risks and learn from the failure. So it's kind of like a safe space for experimentation within boundaries that do not obviously affect the customer in a way, right? And the second part is to always recognize and reward innovation, acknowledging and rewarding employees who are stepping out of, the rules of, what the boundary is. And this can be, we have like a kudos program, performance evaluation that particularly, recognizes innovation metrics. as well as, I think outcomes and incentives tied to successful innovation.
Got it. Yeah, definitely.
I think the only little thing that I'd like to add here is that it's never one against the other. Think customer first, think your brand. When you are all united towards the goal that it is for the customer, all of these lines get blurred somewhere because the vision becomes very clear that it's for the consumer. And I think if collective minds to understand what the consumer wants, right? It could be just always think about the consumer first. Everything else becomes united, and there's constant innovation, there's constant learning, there's constant growing together, because when you get appreciation from somewhere else, you know that you're doing something right. So as long as the vision is always clear, one really knows what they're going after.
So I'm just kind of going to go to the questions from the Q&A. And in fact, one of the questions actually very similar to the next question I was going to ask, right? Ultimately, is what are the key lessons that you have learned from failures or setbacks in brand building journey? And how have that really shaped your leadership? And I'd love to hear from Daniel, given that she is the first employee in MessageBird in the region. I'm sure there will be plenty of sort of pitfalls along the way. So maybe you could share some of your experiences.
This is more surrounding the brand building, people aspect of brand, right?
Yes.
So I think, at the end of the day, people, you and me, or we work for companies, or we are building companies or brands, the organization, the culture, the innovation, it's all driven by the people. A lot of times you will also observe that, the culture is driven kind of from leadership as well, because people mirror what is acceptable behavior, what is encouraged. So the concept, I think when customers buy, right, often the employees are the first touch point, and the way kind of the employees engage with these customers can have impact on what the customers feel about the brand. Just like the people aspect of building an organization is important. I think the people aspect is super important. And I think we have all also heard the quote, people forget what you said, but they don't forget what you did. And, they don't never forget how you made them feel. So that to me is a true reflection of the value of the people aspect to brands. So a lot of companies do invest a lot in ensuring that employees reflect their brand values in every interaction. So for example, if you see the staff at, Apple experience stores or Starbucks, you'll see also in engaging with our teams here, we reflect a certain few traits. We are a lot of humble pie people, but actually leading domain experts who really know how omnichannel communication works. Like you're talking to the friend. That's my little MessageBird plug before I get back to our main topic. I would say that it starts really kind of at the top. And then after that, before you know it, it has actually become, the culture that it sets to. And every new employee that you invite into, your organization is now radiating the same principles. What I do observe the best here at MessageBird is there's never a closed door, meaning everyone is so collaborative, open to helping each other, that it becomes a really, collaborative environment for everyone.
Thank you, Daniel. And one of the other question, which I think is very much linked to the earlier discussion that we had, which is how important is the concept of authenticity, right, in building a brand, and what kind of advice would our panel of speakers be able to give women leaders out there to stay true to themselves while they're trying to focus on building a compelling brand story? This question is open to anyone, but maybe, Winnie, you can kick us off first, given that you're the founder. So maybe you can kind of share a little bit about how you stay authentic to building the brand purpose.
When I first started Tripsilla 13 years ago, I just exited from my previous startup. So I was quite lucky, the timing was good. I was in a comfortable position because we've just had an exit. And so when I started the company, I could really decide what I want to do. So I of course, as an entrepreneur, we want to make money, right? But it could go beyond that for me. I had a bit of resource to do something that's meaningful, right? So I decided I want to make a positive impact. So that has to be reflected in whatever I build up. So so that way, you know, at that time, 13 years back, travel was just moving on to moving online. So people were starting to read a lot of reviews, make all their bookings. Actually, mobile was just starting, you know. I don't think we'll remember that, but 13 years back, people were not comfortable with booking online or mobile yet. I mean, they were moving online, but not using mobile for everything. So, yeah, I saw that, you know, in the Southeast Asia, it's very fragmented, right? I mean, so many different languages, religions, and a lot of people were just starting to travel for the first time, like in Indonesia and Philippines. You know, there was a huge middle class that's starting to see the world for the first time, and I feel that travel is something that brings the world together. When people travel, they get less myopic. They put themselves in other people's shoes. You know, they don't just think one-dimensional, and you know, they just see the world. Finally, their eyes are open, and to be able to impact so many people, I think that was really the core of my motivation for doing Tripzilla. And I think when I brought in my first employee, second employee, you know, and then subsequently the whole team across the region, we hired people who believe in this. So this message resonate with them. I mean, I share with them like why, you know, even during the interview, you know, I'll ask them, what do you think travel can do for you, for people? And, you know, if they have to see that it's a positive experience. They do want to make a positive impact, a positive change. And yeah, it reflects in their work that, you know, when they go to work every day, of course they want their salaries and all that, but also they feel more motivated to go to work because they know that, you know, the mission of this company, the values that what this company stands for is something that that resonates with them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, ultimately what we're all saying here is that authenticity matters to the brand, because today consumers are a lot more discerning, and most consumers are looking for brands that serve a particular purpose, right? And when those values resonate with the particular customer themselves, then that's when the magical experience happens.
Exactly, yes.
So this is always a golden question. So another question from our delegates here today: how can women leaders effectively balance the demands of building a brand and also the other aspects of, you know, life, personal and professional? And I think this is always $1 million question that, you know, somehow as women, we always get the question, and yet we never ask the same question to our male counterparts. But yes, open to the floor. I'm also very opinionated when it comes to this, because I think that this question shouldn't just come to the women.
Yeah, I hear you actually on this one. I think it is true though, that especially women leaders, those who, for example, eventually start families, etc., we take on a lot of mental load in the households, etc. So I think it's important to set boundaries, prioritize self-care, to establish a healthy balance within your life, and engage in activities that actually energize you, because you would then be able to spread it out to your team, right? So remember that, you know, taking care of yourself is, you know, actually essential to help you in your ability to lead effectively. And I think the second part, which is definitely to embrace the collaboration and support from other women, and supporting also yourselves, other women in their leadership journeys, right? Creating opportunities for mentorship, sponsorship, peer support, you know, championing their success, etc. So I think it's hard to answer, like, how can we effectively balance? Very often, we will never feel that we are enough, but the reality is we are above enough. We are more than enough, and we are doing above board. It's just that we are extremely critical to ourselves. So spend some time to celebrate your own achievements. You know, take the time to acknowledge, celebrate big, small, celebrating milestones, and yeah, don't be too hard on yourself.
Yes, I agree with Daniel. I think something that dawned on me only very recently is that well, we are all very vulnerable, right? Everyone is vulnerable, more vulnerable than they think they are, but we are also always a lot stronger than we think we are. So, yeah, you will be able to survive what life throws at you. But yeah, I think I'm mother of 3, so I've got 2 teenagers and a little one. So it's like it's not easy balancing work and family. I think just very down to earth advice would be ask for help. If you need help, just ask for help. There are people, other women, family, who are there to support you, right? So don't be afraid to just say that, hey, I need help.
Just so that we don't exclude the allies in our midst, because increasingly there are a lot of women allies, not just women.
And men allies.
Exactly. So allies who would be very happy to support you. Look out for those.
And I mean, I would just kind of add my 2 cents, right? To be honest, I think as women, we should stop asking ourselves that question. Like, how do we balance between personal and our career? The society is making us ask that question. We should stop asking ourselves that question, because you know what? We can actually balance it. But as I think what the panel has been sharing is, self-care, prioritize, but have boundaries, look for support system, have allies. And you don't always have to be that perfect, I guess, visual of the women at home, right? You don't have to be the one who have to take everything at home. Find a partner who's going to be an ally, who's going to support you. And we should stop asking ourselves that question. And that would be my one motivation to everyone. Stop asking ourselves that question.
The expectations are very external and very real indeed. But just, be very mindful that it is indeed a projection on us, but try our best to kind of resist and internalize that pressure. And, all the comments that I mentioned earlier, they do not just apply to women, right? They apply to everyone.
Exactly. So another one that's very close to, I'm sure, all of our heart as leaders as well is, what role does mentorship play in the journey of female leaders, building brands, or even sort of building yourself as a leader? How can other aspiring leaders also seek out valuable mentorship opportunities? So 2 parts to the question. One is, what role does mentorship play in supporting a female leader in building brands? And then the second one is really, how can aspiring leaders seek out opportunities when it comes to mentorship? Anyone open to the panel?
I think mentorship generally just plays a very good role in building a brand or not building a brand, right? Because like we were saying, right, there are so many different facets to what we do. There is home, there's work, there's your life, then there is everything else, right? And sometimes it's probably okay to fail. It's okay to say today is not a good day. And it's okay to sometimes accept defeat as well, right? I think somewhere we become very sensitive that everything is probably taken to heart and everything becomes very, very personal. So I think mentorship really helps you in probably defining little bit some boundaries, also sometimes upskilling yourself as well, right? And also a forum where maybe you can be a lot more open than you may not be in some of the other, some of the other areas. But mentorship is for everyone. It's not restricted to just females, or it's not restricted to just to anyone, right? Like it's open for everyone. So it's always good to take mentorship, which is that there are some wise things that one should always keep in mind when you're building brands. And then, of course, you grow and you learn as you move forward. But like the foundation, right? The way a house is built, the foundation is always the way it's done, it's standard, the way it's probably done, because and after that, what beautification you do is to your own self and to how you like it personally. And that's how the brand is, right? So it always takes you back, keeps you grounded, puts your mind in the right place, and then from there you take it forward. So mentorship is always it's a safe space. It's professional therapy. It's always a good place to be.
Winnie, I saw you unmute yourself. Do you want to share any thoughts?
No, I just left it unmuted. But yeah, I can. I think I was very fortunate to have had very good mentors along the way. I was new to travel, and then I really just did this with no experience. So being able to have people that tell you that you're doing fine, it actually helped a lot along the way, that people believe in you, that you're not crazy. And I think, yeah, so I'm very grateful to have met these exceptional female leaders, male as well, who were willing to take time out to mentor me. And I think it's time we have to pay it forward, right? It's how the circle can continue. Having a good mentor to show you, to just talk to, they don't usually tell you that you're doing right or wrong. They can't, but they will at least be cheerleading for you. So I mean, at Tripsilla, we always believe, even internally, like peer mentoring, we do this learn, master, teach kind of thing. And it does wonders for everybody, right? When we learn something, we master it, and then we teach, and then likewise, your colleagues, your people around you teach you things that they have mastered. So it's just everybody's growing together. So that part is great.
Yeah, definitely. I think mentorship is very, very critical for everyone, I think. And in fact, I think just to the second part of the question, in terms of opportunities in mentorship, there are actually forums out there, international forums, or even within local countries, or even Asia Pacific forums, where there are programs that you can sign on, and can participate, with sort of external coaches as well. So these are definitely opportunities for aspiring leaders. Right. So last final question, which is quite a tough one, I think, is what's everyone's opinion in terms of how the landscape for female entrepreneurs or even brand builders have evolved over time, right? And given the disruptions of various technological spaces today as well, how do we see the opportunities for future female leaders in this space?
I think there's a lot of questions in
yeah,
one.
I know we're getting a lot of
really.
questions and questions after another.
I think that, firstly, I would rather prefer I have the right data. I'm just saying, overall, just how I'm observing. I do believe that there are continued challenges despite progress. I think we still face biases, lack of representation in leadership, in investment circles. But I also see that there is effort to promote diversity and representation. So I do see women now increasingly visible as founders, leaders, investors, in various industries. So the growing diversity will bring us, fresh perspective, innovative ideas. I think that there are also increased kind of success stories and prominent female entrepreneurs that have inspired and motivated other women. And in the past, I don't know how past I'm talking about here, I would say that, female entrepreneurs might have faced challenges in kind of access to capital, right? However, I think there's a shift over there with, VC firms, with angel networks, crowdfunding platforms. If you can be creative, I think, there is less barrier to access to capital to kind of actually build a brand or build a business from that side. So that's at least my, dipstick take on this question.
Yes, definitely. I think because the world's evolving as well now, right? And there are greater conversations around inclusiveness, diversity. It's not too long ago only, are we now celebrating Women's International Day in a big scale perspective, right? So I think the future for female leaders would be positive in my view, So I'm going to we have three main two more questions, but I'm just going to pick one because I'm conscious of time. I'm going to pick one that's probably the most controversial one. What are the strategies in confronting sexism that affects a lot of people in a professional setting? And we know while inclusiveness and diversity is increasing, there are still parts and different, stakeholders that every women individual still need to deal with, and sexism does still exist.
I would say just take it head on. sometimes when I was younger, I would just brush it off and laugh it off. Sometimes I even just laugh with them, or like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, and then we move on. But I think it's there's no need to get angry. These they might not even realize they are being sexist, right? Just address it. Address what is why it could be offensive, and then yeah, just tell them, but don't be afraid to just speak up, right? Just address the issue, like why you found this, why did this concern you, why is it a bit offensive, explain it to them, and you are doing a favor to everybody.
100% speak up, which is hard, right? And sometimes it might take, for example, experience and confidence in order to reach that stage. So, it's, if you're unable to do it now, that's completely kind of understandable as well. But one, speak up. And second, if, for example, it becomes kind of like a pattern, then strong advice is to document the incidents, to be really honest. As and when, for example, you might need to act or talk about it, then you actually have that documentation. This would be pragmatic advice.
Yeah, so great. Thank you so much to our panelists. What's one lasting word that you would leave behind, right? For all aspiring female leaders out there. Just one word, we'll do a rapid response. So we'll start with you, Daniel. One word that you'll want to leave behind for everyone.
Be confident with yourself. Just be confident. You can do it. What you're doing now, you did not think you could do it 3 years ago. And the same will apply in every kind of 3-year or whatever 5-year breaks. So believe in yourself and don't question too much. Just do.
That's many words. Cool. Confidence, believe in yourself, and just do it. That's what I've heard. Winnie?
I think just aim for marginal improvements every day. Just incrementally improve on yourself. Don't set goals that's really high, you can't achieve, and then you feel like a failure. Just as long as you are a better self today than you were yesterday, yay, just be happy with that.
That's great. That's great. So incrementality approach. And Neha?
So I would say empower, celebrate, and don't be too harsh on yourself.
Cool. Great. Thank you so much to our fellow panelists, and congratulations again to the winners, Neha and Winnie, and thank you, Daniel, for joining us. So I'll have Jovan back onto the floor. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Eileen.
Great. So it is indeed not easy, right, to build brands from the ground up, from marketing and business areas. So we have heard different perspectives, and the topmost advice for me is lead with empathy. I believe that's really, really powerful. So thank you once again to our panelists. Thank you, Danielle. Also, congratulations to Winnie and Neha, and to one of our head of juries, Eileen. Thank you so much for that wonderful and inspiring session. So we would like to thank everyone who have joined and made the first Empowered Women Awards 2023 a success. Your support in this initiative has inspired us to continue supporting the women leaders in the marketing industry. To our partner, MessageBird, thank you so much for being part of this event. To all of our juries and heads of juries, thank you so much for your contributions, and thank you for believing in this initiative. To all of our winners, we hope that this recognition will continue to motivate you to be the best and mold the next generation of leaders. To my dear MARKETECH APAC team, which is dominated by women, Giselle, Catherine, Jean, Stephanie, Julia, Shaina, Alea, Bea, Justine, Kimberly, and of course, including the men of MARKETECH APAC. Thank you so much for your hard work. Let's make this bigger next year. So next year, we will introduce more exciting categories, and it won't just be virtual. We will see you in person to celebrate women's leadership in the marketing industry for our Empowered Women Awards and Conference 2024. Once again, I'm Jovan. Keep evolving. Thank you, everyone.